that a way of whenever we want to convey our message, it can be in Hindi, it can be in Sanskrit.
Right.
So I believe that when we have a genuine topic, genuine mindset to sharing with some knowledge with somebody else.
Good afternoon, both of you. And you both of you have been selected through your presentation and speeches because you spoke, amazing, and that's why you have been selected for this panel conversation and talks. And I think it's going to be amazing. And especially today, our purpose is to just explore our communication skills and talking skills. And today we have the panel talks about communication. That because max number of the people who are watching this video or who will be just interacting with this virtual mode, they are aspiring to be a great communicator and effective communicator. First of all, I want to understand from both of you that definition of communication, right?
Well, talking about communication, I think that a way of whenever we want to convey our message, it can be in Hindi, it can be in Sanskrit, maybe Urdu, Arabic, or any language. If we are able to convey our message to that person in an effective way, and whatever we want to say, he's getting the same thing, then I think it is the perfect communication.
Okay, I want to know the definition of communication.
In my point of view, communication is it's a medium where we can educate people in their point of view. What we are saying, that is not important in my opinion. Like what they are understanding by our speech, that is important.
Okay. What they understand, that is the definition of
how we
communication.
can make them understand what we're trying to say.
Okay, so it is all about convincing them.
Yep.
To actually
Educating
educating them. Okay, I want to understand sometimes what happens, like we become an effective or impactful speaker, exactly, right? We speak right way, or we just give a good public speaking, but when it comes to communication, somewhere we lose that context, somewhere we lose that how to actually communicate so that properly people may understand, right? I want from both of you. Yes.
Well, in this, it's one of the fantastic question, I would say. Actually, whenever we are on stage or we are communicating to anyone, so in this situation, we should know about our audience, what kind of audience we have. They may be child, they may be students, they may be elder people. So first of all, we need to connect with them by saying something so that we are. They think that he is talking about us. So at that time, they would be aware and they will listen to us with the patience.
Okay, so we have to do research about our audience, and we need to know them. But I would like to know from you that just like that, you belong to South, right? And I think you belong to northern part of the North Aligarh, right? So don't you think sometimes it is also cultural barrier, or it is language barrier, or it is accent barrier? Sometimes it happens, and that also barricades and creates a problem to communicate. How do you think about it? What do you think about it?
I don't believe in that. Like communication, there are so many people who don't speak, still they can communicate with them. If we take an example of a growing child, still the child can communicate with parents. So it is just like a kind of motion or activity what we do so far on our physical bodies, so that the people or audience, they can understand by our doing activities. And when it's come to like a barrier things, people are what exactly the audience are, we don't know, right? Rahul has suggested one point that it is a good one. Like before giving a speech in front of people, sir, we should know like what exactly they are expecting from this speech. Why we are today. This is the main point we need to understand before giving our speech.
Okay, great.
So that we can understand them and sympathize ourselves in point of view their audience perspective, so that we can better educate them.
Okay, great. Mr. Rahul, I have a question to you. Like sometimes what happens, like we are talking to somebody, as Uttappa also has added one point, that communication means sometimes without speaking or saying any word, we just communicate. As he said, that it's called non-verbal communication. What do you think about non-verbal communication? Sometimes what happens, like we are speaking something but not looking the person. Like I'm talking to you, I'm asking you a question and I'm looking there, suppose. How do you see body language, expression and non-verbal in the form of communication?
Well, as Thapa already said about it, I appreciate him. It is called body language, and I think that it is 93% time it matters a lot. 7% what we are speaking, what we are going to convey. Sometimes if I'm not speaking, I'm saying, so he will understand. Yeah, he's saying to go. So without saying anything, So body language is the main thing. If we don't know anything about the language, if we are, I'm at that place, I don't know their language. Even then, I can ask for food,
All right.
like giving some hand gestures. They will understand. They will provide me water, or if I want a tea. So I would say that body language plays a major or massive role
Great.
whenever we communicate.
That's why there is a saying that Ismail is the universal language which is understood by the entire universe and entire world. I would like to ask to Uttappa that actually, like we learn speaking, we learn words because we know that go means go, jana, come means ana. So we learn it, we try to speak it. But how to learn this body language? Because the moment I need to raise my hand, the moment I need to praise my hand, suppress my hand, how to know exactly this body language?
Like a body language, when we try to do some activities, automatically when you genuine with your topic or like sharing something with people or public, automatically that body automatically behave with what we call automatically it will
Naturally you're talking
naturally
about
that will flow because I'm still talking to you right now. My hand is already
Automatic,
moving.
yes,
I'm
yes.
not trained it, but
Right.
still that is doing.
Right, right.
So I believe that when we have a genuine topic, genuine mindset to sharing with some knowledge with somebody else, the body automatically behave naturally. I think it is a part of communication only.
It is the part of communication. And let it be natural.
Yep. You don't need to like do some activities which seems very strange to people.
Right,
Like
right.
I'm saying hello. it might be very strange to people, right?
Right,
I'm
right,
saying
right.
something else. I'm doing different. I'm doing dance. I'm saying some important things. Nobody that should be synchronized with each other. Right?
That's right. Synchronization is very important.
Yes.
That you're talking about the interconnection, actually, connection. That is absolutely fine. But sometimes we just try to communicate with somebody. We don't want to ignore that person, right? But some activities or acts we do, like we start using phone, right? And we just start scattering our hair and we just look up. And then that person would be feeling or would feel ki ye to ignore kar raha hai, like he's ignoring me. But you intentionally you're not ignoring. But these are your habits.
Yes.
What do you think about these things? I would like to know from both of you. You may share or you may share. Yes.
Well, I would say it's one of the unique questions anyone had asked me. I would like to answer this question. So it happens sometimes with me as well. If I'm busy, I'm using my phone and someone is sitting near to me, beside me. Sorry. Then he or she might be thinking he's ignoring me, but actually I'm not. So so what should I do in this case? I should first, if it is very important to use a mobile, I should use for a while. Then I can put it back. Then I can start talking, and I would say why I was not talking at that time. Then he or she would understand in a better way.
So you want to say that you must tell the reason.
Sometimes, it depends. If Mr. Uthappa is my good friend, then he would understand. Yeah, he's using phone. He might.
Suppose it is a professional meeting or some official meeting.
In this case, definitely we should not use phone. If I'm going to use phone, I should say sorry. Then I would come back in a while. Then I'll go. I will talk. I will come.
Right.
back.
Uttappa, I want to know if the answer from you all as well. Right. What to do is because this case is happening a lot in general.
The majorly thing is that I believe that the people's, if somebody is saying to us, we should listen first. We should respect them because they have some thought, they have a question. It could be anything, but they are replying us. They are gaining some attention towards. It could be anything. It's our duty to respond. If you just ignoring them, it's our thing. We should not do that. People, there could be the major reason behind that. They might have like their mind have a lot of stress, anxiety, whatever it would be. Like if somebody responding us, being a human, being a good person, we should acknowledge them. It is not a good way to interact with people. Unless and until you don't observe yourself, you can't bring that changes. Because sometimes we do that things. Somebody is calling us, we just like ignore them. We know that they're calling us, they're trying to ask something, whatever it is. We just ignore it. We should not do this because it might happen. First thing, we never understand ourselves because what we're doing at the moment, that could be the one reason I believe.
Okay.
For that, we need to understand ourselves. That I believe.
That's great. That's good. Nowadays, what is happening mostly in the part of communication or form of communication, like we are trying to explain something, like he, before listening or before understanding the complete concept or the context, he utters something, he speaks something. Yeah, sir, I know that. I know that. Oh, yes, sir, right, sir, right. Sir. Oh, fine, okay. So this happens a lot. What do you think about it? कि ऐसा क्यों होता है? Why does it happen? And both of you. You may start or
I believe that people are so hurry. They do not have a patience, especially. It's play big role in when it's come to communicate with people. Do you think when you talk about the sales people, how they convince people?
Right.
It's a skill. It's a art. Nobody can't easily grab this. It takes a time to grab, right? Because communication has a superpower. You can change the world. You can change the people mindset. You can change anything what you want.
Great.
That takes time. For that, we need to have a proper mindset and proper patience. If somebody is saying, we need to respect. Whether they're saying good thing or bad thing, we can't argue with them, right? In his point of view, her point of view, they might be right.
Right.
We can't judge directly.
Great. Mr. Rahul, I want to know.
Well, I totally agree with Uttappa. He said nicely. I would like to add some point over here.
Sure.
Whenever we don't have patience, so we have some, after some time, if we are not, it is not only talking about talking. Even someone is writing exam, it may be for MCQ kind of questions. So sometimes they are not reading whole questions and they are
Answering.
clicking answer. It's happening nowadays.
Yes, exactly.
So it is the habit we need to change by, as nicely said by Uttappa, the mindset. We need to be in peace. We need to listen the person. And I think listening capacity plays major role than speaking. If we are a good listener, then definitely after some time, it may take time, we would be good speaker.
So here your statements are that ki before being a great speaker, you have to be a good listener.
Yes.
Right? Listen first and read first and know first, then react.
Yes.
Right. So before reactions, please do actions. Right. That the actions of listening grab.
I would like to say on it, it is said, think before you speak.
Yes.
But nowadays, people are saying, think before you think.
Think before you think. Right. So think before you think, because sometimes you may think wrong. Yes. Right. Okay. So coming to the next point of this communication, because in communication, we have been observing, or just I have been training, and we have been looking also, like sometimes what happens, like there is a form of communication, different context is there. People take it in a different context. You ask them some different questions, they answer in a different way, but they still think hum to bol to rahe hain. I'm speaking English, I'm talking in English, but even the questioner doesn't understand कि मैंने पूछा तो ये था, and he's answering me something different, and he is happy because he is speaking English. What do you think about it? Why is it happening?
I think in my point of view, it could be a lack of understanding, lack of listening, and because when we do not have patience to listen somebody else, we take into that understanding, that thoughts in different way in our own understanding level. So in that way only we can reply them. So it is a very bad thing, because as I already told that listening is a very important thing before you utter a single word.
Absolutely. So listening is very important. Mr. Rahul, I have a question to you. Just for example, if there is miscommunication, like miscommunication is happening a lot. You said something different, like you said something in the fun. क्या बात है पटाखा लग रही हो, like something, and that pataka, like he or she thought that कि he's calling me a bomb blasting or something like that, something negative. आप तो आपने कत्ल कर दिया, and he took it, हाँ मैंने कत्ल किया था, like something murder he understood. So miscommunication is happening, and how to balance this miscommunication?
Well, talking about this question, yeah, I totally agree with this question. It is happening nowadays. Even in families, it happens. Someone is asking something, then he's or she's giving something else.
Yes.
So in this, what should we do? We should convey our message clearly. And if we think that we haven't conveyed, because we understand sometimes, if we are speaking very fast, then we have something in our mind. So we should say it again, and we need to confirm it in third time or second time. Then I think it would not happen again.
Yes.
Okay, so we should confirm it.
Yes, if we haven't understand what they said, it is our duty to understand. Again, we can ask that. Please, could you repeat that question? I didn't get that. You can ask, and you can think about it. Right.
Okay, just like that, a very common, very rare case. Like suddenly you go to somebody and you directly approach, "Ki I love you," and then is this the right way to communicate? Ki something you go instant and say something like you go somewhere, भैया 100 रुपए निकालो जल्दी दे दो. So directly saying something directly on the spot. How do you think that it's a good form of
I
communication? or
don't
not?
think it's a good way to interact or communicate with people without knowing the
But this is called straightforward.
straightforward. You can also deliver the speech or your message or in a different way as well as like without knowing some person, they what their mindset and what they're doing and what is the stress in he or she has. But directly we're conveying our message, we don't know what would be the reply, right?
Okay, I have a question for both of you. Like I go to a jalebi wala, right? So there are two options. One is that कि अच्छा जलेबी वाले भैया 30 रुपए की जलेबी पैक करो, right? Pack a 30 rupees जलेबी and I like to go away with the जलेबी. And one option I have that कि अच्छा आप जलेबी की दुकान कब से चला रहे हैं, right? कैसी चल रही है? अच्छा कहाँ से हैं आप? तो what type of communication, what form of communication is better? Straightforward or somewhere that buttering wala should be there?
Well, it is the common question which we already always have
Yes,
in our
yes,
mind.
Yes.
So it depends on the condition. If that jalebi wala is quite famous and he's having a lot of rush around, definitely we can. Even he will not talk to us.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And if he is sitting and there are a lot of houseflies are there, he just killing them. So we
Yes.
can talk to him. Where are you from, my dear friend?
Right,
We can
right,
start.
right.
We can start our communication in that way. Where are you from, and how long have you been running this shop? Like that.
And why there are makkis?
Of course, I said this thing because if he's having a lot of time,
Okay, a
that's
lot
why
of time.
That's why he's killing.
So, do you think that Rahul? Do you agree with
Yes,
this
I
point?
completely agree.
But the point is, what if you need to approach those people who have already succeeded and who are better than us, senior to us? It means we can't approach them. Like if that jalebi wala is famous.
So I would add some point over here. Suppose you are also quite famous. So if you are teaching in the class, so someone wants to talk to you, then he will not come directly to your class. Sir, I want to talk to you. After the class, you would be here. You may be in the office. Then he can come. Then he can talk to you. He can learn a lot of thing from you. Whatever he
So
wants
do
to
you
know.
think that it is a wrong manner to approach someone directly who is famous or popular? Just like that, if somebody is approaching someone directly, sir, this is my purpose, or approaching directly, do you think what is this?
No, completely I'm not agree with that because sometimes it is okay to interact directly. Being a straightforward is also good, depending on the situation. Like we have a time we assume that we are dating with somebody else or going outside with the peoples. Like in casual talk, we have some thoughts. We can, if we want to share the thought, we can directly say with them or convey this message to people without any hesitation. So I think that there is nothing wrong with that, saying a direct communication.
Okay. So there are few typical questions I would like to ask you. That बच्चा आता है अपनी मम्मी से अचानक कहता है मम्मा I love you. What is the reason behind it? एक छोटा बच्चा है आता है मम्मी से कहता है मम्मा I love you so much और वो रेयरली ऐसे नॉर्मली नहीं कहता है, आके अचानक वो कहने लगा.
Well, it's a mind-blowing question. So because we all have done in our life some point of our that time. So it is though we don't know the meaning of I love you. Nowadays it is quite famous, especially for lover. They use a lot. But apart from it, we can use it for our mother, our father, our brother, or the person which we like the most.
I want to understand that why this kid is saying to his mama that I love you mama. What is the hidden meaning behind it?
Yes, yeah.
Communication I'm talking about.
Second thing, if he wants something,
He wants something?
like if he wants some money or some the pizza kind of thing, and he understand because child are good observer. If they have done it before or his sibling has done it before and he has observed, he said I love you mom or dad and he gave it, then he uses
same
he
technique.
uses the same tactics.
Right. Okay.
Get.
I want to understand, like, if there is one spouse or life partner, right? He or she just expresses and says that सर में दर्द हो रहा है, right? फिर अचानक एक दिन बाद फिर सर में दर्द हो रहा है, फिर तीसरे दिन लाइक सर में दर्द हो रहा है, तो वो सर का दर्द है या कम्युनिकेशन कुछ छुप रहा है वहाँ पे? व्हाट इज दैट?
Well, I have no idea about it. What exactly?
That is what I want to understand. Very deeper meaning of this communication, indirect communication, or hidden meaning or hidden purpose of the communication. I want to understand.
Okay, so there could be a many reason for that, having a headache in their head.
Like she is just complaining. Your wife may be complaining. You पति परमेश्वर सर में दर्द हो रहा है बहुत. Like it's like.
Well, I would like to talk on this. It is quite interesting question. I think it is happening in everyone's life,
Right.
or in a home. If how I can diagnose this case? If she's saying I'm having headache, oh, so please order outside, or we should. So if he has ordered outside and pain has gone, it's okay. Maybe sometime after having food it's gone, and after 2-3 days the same thing happened. She repeats the same thing, and again the pain has gone. In this case, it is not a headache. If it is not gone, then he should go to doctor. He should get some investigation done according to a doctor. Maybe CT scan MRI or something, in maybe brain tumor. So that's what I want to say about it.
Do you agree with this point? First of all, order the outer food like Zomato, Swiggy, or just
I got that point. What Rahul trying to say. Especially humans are in the house. They try to communicate indirectly. Like as
Right,
she said in
right.
this scenario, like having a headache, something like she trying to say her husband or anyone else.
you ignore me.
You're ignoring, or else I'm getting bored in this house. Let's go out and have our privacy over time
yes,
with that.
yes,
That could be a reason. They're trying to say in indirect way.
Okay, I'm coming to the last question. The last question is that people are there. Suppose you need to just approach. We have in front of us, there are older generation people, right? And we need to convey a message to them. So what should be the form of communication? They're 70 plus, 60 plus. What would you like to tell them?
The first initiative step is we need to understand, like as we communicate with the kids, our mindset and our emotions, our behavior totally will get changed automatically. And the same way, I believe that when we talking with our elders or a superior, in that way, maybe we not mature enough to elaborate or give a speech in front of them, so that we try to understand their point, where they are here to in this.
In this seminar
Or
session.
anything else, and I would try to understand their emotion, their situation, problems. Majorly after 60 or 70, what could be they what expect from life? Maybe happiness. There could be and health issues. So many things.
You will understand the context. That's the same thing. You will understand your audience.
Yes.
Do research on your audience,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. Same thing, Mr. Rao.
Well, talking about this question, first of all, what I would do, I would go to them and I will wish, because not only elder people, we all love respect. If we'll start by doing this, if he's a Muslim, then say Assalamu alaikum. He's a Hindu, Namaskar, Kem Cho. So accordingly, then we will make a rapport. Then we can talk about their problem, what they want and what they are getting. Are they getting or not? So we can solve the problem if they have. Otherwise, we will get a lot of knowledge from them, because they have a lot massive experience in their life.
Absolutely. Okay, great.
That's it, I want to say.
Fantastic. I would like to congratulate and say that it was a great session and talk session, especially because we enjoyed a lot, and it was all about communication, and you all, both of you, shared a few important points and experiences of your life, and it was amazing. And I think that we would like to conduct the next talk session and talk show with you about some other topics. May God bless you. Thank you and best of luck. Have a
Thank you.
great day.